Hi everybody, and welcome to my channel on how to get your newborn to sleep. My name is Claudette and I am a newborn photographer, and I have been photographing newborns for over 10 years. I have learned a lot in these 10 years because it was literally my job to get these newborns to sleep to get beautiful photos. In this video, we're going to be covering the 5 mistakes you want to avoid that parents make that's making their babies not fall asleep. So let's get started. The first one is not using your swaddle effectively. So parents, when I start swaddling babies in my newborn session, tell me my baby does not like to be swaddled. And actually that's not the case. Babies love to be swaddled because in the womb, it was their natural position to be tightly compact together, and that actually brings them comfort. So if your baby is kicking out of your swaddle, unfortunately, you're not swaddling correctly. But I'm gonna tell you right now how to do it and give you a simple example on one of my little baby props of how to do it better and more effectively. Okay, so I have my newborn baby right here, and I'm just gonna give you the tips on how to swaddle a little bit better. So I'm gonna grab a wrap that you probably have, which is this type of wrap. Okay, so I laid out my swaddle halfway just like that. And the way that I swaddle is I put my baby's feet and the baby's hands in just like this so that they're nice and comfy and cozy. And I put the wrap up from the bottom just like this. And then I take one side and I go over the shoulder on this side. And then I simply go over the shoulder on that side just like this. And then I just wrap to the back. And that is the simplest way to swaddle your newborn baby. And you can see the hands are in, nice and comfy. And if it's long, you can just keep wrapping back around or tuck behind, okay? And you just, you make sure there's enough room here at the neck. See, it's not tight at all. I didn't go tight on their neck. So just like that. Next mistake parents make when trying to get their newborn to sleep is not burping them to get the gas out. So you may burp them and think that the gas is out, and then you put them down to sleep and they're fussing. And just because you burp them does not necessarily mean all the gas is out of their system. And this is actually a huge problem in my sessions, but fortunately I can identify it and fix it. So if you see that your baby is fed, the diaper is changed, you burp them and you put them down and they're not settling, a lot of the times this means that they are still gassy. And there are certain techniques that I use to get the gas out. You can try and burp them again. You can try and bounce them a little bit on your knee and just do soothing techniques that will help them to get the gas out. Because if they're laying down and they are fed and changed, there's something bothering them, and that's usually that they're still gassy. The next mistake sometimes parents make is the sleeping environment that your baby is in. Now, we know that babies like to be calm and quiet, and this is true. And sometimes people tell us, oh, the baby needs to get used to loud noises, and it's okay for those loud noises. They're gonna get used to it. But actually, a newborn baby really needs that quiet, serene environment. So you do wanna make it nice and quiet, turn the lights down, maybe put blackout curtains on in the room, and you wanna make it as quiet as possible for them. Okay, the next mistake, which isn't a mistake technically, it's just sometimes parents don't know, is using soothing techniques to help your baby fall asleep. So what is a soothing technique? Well, I'm gonna tell you my favorite soothing technique right now and show you where it is on your baby. So when I'm trying to get my newborn babies to sleep during my sessions, and they're just having a little bit hard time falling asleep, their eyes keep opening. So if you're having that frustration where they're almost asleep and their eyes keep popping open, I like to use a soothing technique where I take my thumb or my finger and I run it on their head just like this. And when you do it, you're gonna see that their eyes actually close every time that you reach the bottom, just like that. And it's actually a trigger point for a soothing spot, and you wanna be using this when they're almost ready to fall asleep, but they're not just getting there. This works so well in my sessions, and I use it probably every single session. The next mistake is not knowing when to use the lack of physical touch comfort. So this is an interesting concept, and it works so well in my sessions. And what happens is your baby responds so much to that pressure and that touch that you're giving them. So if you're rocking your baby to sleep, and I do this in my session, I'm rocking my baby to sleep, and again, they're still not settling, I take my hands, and actually I do this a lot when I'm not even touching them. They're in their prop for me or for you in the bassinet, and they're just moving around. They're not settling. They haven't fallen asleep yet. And I take both my hands and I place them on their chest and I put a tiny bit of pressure. And that tiny bit of pressure really helps them soothe. It gives them that comfort that someone's there. It's almost like having, for adults, one of those weighted blankets. Don't give your baby a weighted blanket. This is their soothing point. Like for us as adults, that we like that comfort of something there. So I put my hands, if they start to cry while I'm doing pictures, I will take both my hands and put on their chest and just put a little bit of pressure, not a lot, very, very gentle. And this really does soothe them. It's almost like comforting, like we're here, somebody is here, because they're baby, new in the world. They need so much comfort and ease that we're there and we're taking care of them. Okay, so I hope these 5 tips to mistakes that you might make as a new parent were helpful. If you would like to have more tips, I recorded a course that is about an hour long, and I go into much more detail on all these different techniques. And in this video, it will help you get your baby to sleep and get you some sleep too. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.